So many important things happen out in the country, in rural America, on the farm, goats, chickens, cows, yachts. In this video, I'm going to show you the equipment that I use in my day-to-day work as a yacht broker and give you a short explanation of kind of how I use them and some of the expectations that are surrounded. The first thing you need is transportation. Okay, so these are the tools that I use in my day-to-day. I'll explain them real quick, and then we'll swap the view so I can explain them in detail. So this, of course, is a gimbal. That is a GoPro. That is a little doodad that you use to hold your phone. That is a spare shirt. That is a waterproof phone. That is DJI Mini. Absolutely love that thing. And that is a very sturdy tripod. I have a memory bank, a battery bank, a cord to charge or connect to the memory bank, a microphone, a smartwatch, a tablet, and a notebook. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to share with you is the gimbal. This is the Smooth Q by DJI. It's 2021 now. I think I bought this maybe last year or early last year or mid 2019. It's still relevant. I'm one of those guys, once I have something that works, I stick with it. I don't tech jump. I'm just not the guy for it. The reason that I am showing you this now is because, well, I need it to hold my phone. So the uses that I have for this as a broker is to get really good steady shots of the vessel. If I want to do a walkthrough and post a walkthrough somewhere on either social media, or if I want to post it just in the listing itself, or if I have a client that can't quite make it to come see the boat. Like if he can't come see the boat, then I have to bring the boat to him some kind of way. And the best way to do that is, with video, today's technology, we have it at the palm of our hands. If it's shaky, it's not going to hurt anything, but if it's smooth, it's definitely going to help. And that's why you want to have, these gimbals. There have been a lot of times where I have, been on a vessel all day long, having meetings with potential buyers over video chat. And if you can get them on video chat and say, hey, well, let me do a walkthrough real quick, then you can make that happen. You can walk through the vessel, you can stir up some interest, and bang, you've got a sale. So your equipment can definitely help you. I suggest getting one of these gimbals, a mechanical gimbal. And if you don't have the bread for that and you just need, something to hold it, a simple, $5 gimbal from wherever will work. But this is just what I use. The next thing that you're going to need is a tripod. Now, I know there's lots of tripods out there, but 9 times out of 10, they're probably, the flimsy ones. I'm not saying you got to go spend $1,000 on a tripod, but you definitely want to get something that's stable and sturdy, because, it's important that your gear doesn't fall over and break, and it's important that your gear can do the job you need it to do. So this is the tripod that I use with this gimbal. I actually use this tripod with everything. I really like it. I've got some other tripods that aren't as sturdy, and this is just so much more reliable. I'm around the water, so I would really like for my equipment to stay dry, and if it's tumbling over, it's probably not going to stay dry on the dock. So this, like everything that I'm going to show you, is down below. You can click the link and it will take you to one or two options. So it is affiliate marketing, so I will get a little something, but that little something helps me continue to make videos, and I really appreciate it. So on to the next one. I don't know what I did with my camera. It went kaput. It's in here somewhere. I know it is. All right, a GoPro. So if you don't want to do any of that stuff that I was talking about, if you don't want to deal with a gimbal, you don't want to deal with using your phone, the GoPro is the best way. The reason for that is because GoPro has a built-in stabilizer. They have a built-in like shake relief. They've got built-in everything. And the quality of video and pictures that you're going to get out of a GoPro is so far superior to pretty much everything on the market that it's just a no-brainer. It's not worth thinking about. And it's waterproof. I forgot to mention my cell phone is waterproof, which is part of the reason why I went with the S series in the first place, like 3-4 years ago when they first came out. First thing I did was went and grabbed an S8 and took it to the beach and pretended to drop it in the water. My family and friends freaked out, and then, ta-da, it still works. So, if you work on the water, obviously that's a smart go, and so is this. So this is the, I want to say this is the 5, I think it was, but I have effectively killed it. GoPro swears you can't kill them. Yeah, it did. It served me well. It's great. I will get another one. I am just being cheap, and see, yeah, I am just being cheap, and I don't want to buy another one. And I also came across some Vivitar little action cameras. I'll do a review on those. So that's that on the GoPro. Waterproof, excellent, no-brainer. If you don't want to use all that other stuff, this is your best bet. They run a couple $100. Links down and below. The link in description down below. Or the links in the description down below. Okay, and then this doodad. So this is a scan disk. It holds 500 gigabytes. And the reason you want to have this is if you find that you have, tons of pictures of boats and all this other stuff in your phone. Most phones, if you have too much memory used, it will not allow you to send or receive text messages at some point. So you got to clear that stuff out. So that's why I keep one of these with me. If I need to clear my phone out, I don't necessarily want to just delete something. Maybe I had a client that kind of, flaked on me after I had gone and taken pictures and videos of their boat and gotten it ready to be listed. Well, instead of deleting that right away, I can just put it on here. It's a smart buy. This is a microphone. I'm not really sure you need it quite as much, for your broker thing. But like I said before, if you're going to be doing video conferences with your coworkers, or if you're going to do video conferences with the buyers or the sellers, then you want to be heard clearly, and not all phones have quality microphones in them. So this is a good buy. It wasn't expensive at all. I want to say it was like $30, and it's super great. And then there's this doodad. So this is a battery pack. So I can charge anything. It's got a little USB charger, and then it's got the old school I call it half moon, half oval adapter to it. Which doesn't really matter because, the half moon part of it is what charges this. And then you take your regular charger and then you plug it into the back end of this, and then it goes into your phone or your cameras or your tablets or your whatever, right? And then you got some backup juice. I normally keep 2 of these with me. I used to run 3. It's excessive. And you just have to come to a place with all of this stuff where you say, how much of this do I really need? How much of this am I really going to use? So I actually use all of this stuff often, but that's simply because I do these videos for you guys, and I also need them, you know, some of it for when I'm processing boats. Next. So this is the DJI Mavic Mini. So it's 2001. I mean, it's 2021, and there is already a new version of this thing out, and it is pretty slick. So what's the point? Which one do you buy? Well, you have to buy what's best for you. I'm not going to speak to price on it. I think I paid, well, here I am speaking to price, right? So I paid about $400 for this. I think it was like $399, so it's $400 and some change, and it was well worth it. It is definitely something that I'm going to use to help raise my value as a yacht broker selling yachts, because I can give a better presentation of the vessel to the potential buyers. That's the end of the day. That is your whole point of existence. How well you can present the product to a potential buyer, right? And how well you can, you know, purchase for your buyer. That's it. So, that's just the way it goes. So the new one is really nice. I've seen them in action. They've got some upgrades. I don't really know what they are. I don't really care. I'm really happy with this one. I know that's not the answer you're looking for, but what you're going to find with me is I'm a very practical user, like, period. Does it function? Yes. How well does it function? Well. How well does it function in my world for me? Perfectly. We're done. I'm not looking for anything else, right? So, that being said, the great thing about the DJI Mavic Mini is it comes with a controller. It comes with some extra parts, some propellers and screws and extra wires and doodads. And it comes with a charging wire for the controller. And inside the controller, when you open it up, this is where your phone goes. When you open it up, your joysticks. Whoops, where we go? Whoop, whoop, there we go. So your joysticks are in there. You just pull them out, screw those in, and you're good to go. So once you get those screwed in, your antennas pop up, and these are awesome. So I would assume, I haven't looked at the price, but I would assume that the price has gone down on these a little bit. I hope a little bit. So that's the controller. I bought the Fly More package. The Fly More package comes with 3 batteries. 1, 2, 3. The third one is inside the drone. Excuse me. And you can charge something else with it. You can charge it, and then this button, this little button right here, tells you how much charge you have. Isn't that neat? So when you put your batteries in, it starts charging the lowest one first, and then, you know, on and on and on. So that's very effective. Here's your drone. It's super small, like, and the whole thing about these drones is, you know, having to register them or not register them. The water's getting really murky on that, because there's some new law that they passed that says that, you know, you have to give them the serial number on it so FAA can take control over it and all that other jazz. I'm not 100% versed on it. I'm still learning. But you do have to have a pilot's license to use this to sell yachts. You do have to have a pilot's license to fly this, to get footage to sell your yachts. Period. Don't play with it. Yeah. So, that being said, at that point, if you have to get a license, you're registered. So, you might as well go ahead and register this drone, because they've already got all the information they really need. So back here, you can open up the caboose. So back here, you can open up the caboose. So back here, bop, bop, you can open up the caboose, right? And this is where your battery goes. Doo-doo. And then this is where your SD card goes, and this is where your charger goes. So you could just charge this battery directly. I intend to buy one more battery. That'll give me 3 batteries in the pack and 1 battery in the drone, and that's more than enough time. These last for about, is it 20 minutes or 40 minutes? I don't remember. I'll put it down below when I start editing. But it's great for me. To me, it's great flight time. I'm not flying for the joys of flying, right? I'm flying it so that I can get the job done. And the sooner I get the job done, the sooner I get the job done, the sooner they cut the check, right? It's not all about the money, but it's kind of still about the money, right? Okay. So that's that. And then the last few things that you will find in there is going to be your little charger, right? It's got the DJI emblem on it. And then, like I said, you get the 2 charging cords. All in all, you don't have to have a drone, but let me tell you, it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. And when you're having a conversation with your potential client, whether they're a buyer or a seller, eventually they ask you questions about how you do what it is that you do. And very often I am asked, you know, how do you get the pictures, right? And how do you get the pictures normally starts out as just a curious thing, and then it turns into, well, you know, what is the quality? What's the quality? The quality of your pictures. I mean, what do you use? Are you using your phone? You get it, and then the answer that you give will determine whether you get that person as a client. So you have to be really careful how you answer that question. You know, somebody says, oh, did you record it with your phone? Well, yeah, you did, but you can't just go, yeah. You know, you have to have some extra information for them so that they can make an educated decision on that. So yes, I use my phone often. My phone has, you know, one of the better, yes, I use my phone. My phone has one of the better processors on the market, as it has one of the better cameras on the market. What's the truth of that matter? The truth of the matter is there's only 2 or 3 companies making these cameras, right? So the LG camera and processor is the same exact processor, I think, in the iPhones. And then the camera processors and cameras and stuff, I think, are the same in the S8s and are in the Samsung phones and iPhones. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. But you have to package it well, because they want to hear it. So that is it for the gear that I use. I will do more of these videos. Hopefully I'll get better at them. But I really love what I do, and I'd really like to see more brokers show how much they love what they do. I know they love it, because when you talk to them, you know, as a broker to broker, you hear them speak, and they speak in these terms, and they operate in those terms. So I'm not the best broker. Hey, I'm still, you know, still learning. I've only been in the game since 2016, 2017. There's always more to learn. There's always further to climb. I have a, you know, group of guys that I work with that are so generous with their knowledge, and generous with their time, and generous with their in-depth understanding of the industry and the products. So, and then the last few things that you will find in there is going to be your little charger, right? It's got the DJI emblem on it. And then, like I said, you get the 2 charging cords. All in all, you don't have to have a drone, but let me tell you, it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. And when you're having a conversation with your potential client, whether they're a buyer or a seller, eventually they ask you questions about how you do what it is that you do. And very often I am asked, how do you get the pictures, right? And how do you get the pictures normally starts out as just a curious thing, and then it turns into, well, what is the quality? What's the quality? The quality of your pictures. I mean, what do you use? Are you using your phone? You get it, and then the answer that you give will determine whether you get that person as a client. So you have to be really careful how you answer that question. Somebody says, "Oh, did you record it with your phone?" Well, yeah, you did, but you can't just go, "Yeah." You have to have some extra information for them, so the market, as it has one of the better cameras on the market. What's the truth of that matter? The truth of the matter is there's only 2 or 3 companies making these cameras, right? So the LG camera and processor is the same exact processor, I think, in the iPhones. And then the camera processors and cameras and stuff, I think, are the same in the S8s and are in the Samsung phones and iPhones. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. But you have to package it well, because they want to hear it. So that is it for the gear that I use. I will do more of these videos. Hopefully I'll get better at them. But I really love what I do, and I'd really like to see more brokers show how much they love what they do. I know they love it, because when you talk to them, as a broker to broker, you hear them speak, and they speak in these terms, and they operate in those terms. So I'm not the best broker. Hey, I'm still, still learning. I've only been in the game since 2016, 2017. There's always more to learn. There's always further to climb. I have a, group of guys that I work with that are so generous with their knowledge, and generous with their time, and generous with their in-depth understanding of the industry and the products. For everything that I showed you today, there is a link down below in the description where you can find those items. I'd really appreciate if you go check them out. I get a little something if you make a purchase. That helps a lot with having what I need to make these videos for you guys. All right, I appreciate it. So that's all for now. Agua love, agua lux, agua life.